All right. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to today's morning market review session. So we are going to start off, let's say in about by 8:10, right? We're going to kick off by 8:10 exactly. All right. So we just want to give room to some more persons to join us before we kick off today's class. All right. Anyway, so if anyone comes in and they can't hear anything, just know we are starting by 8:10 on the dot. All right. Good morning once again. So we are starting off right about now. If you know anyone that's supposed to be on this broadcast that's not here yet, please um you can invite them to join us, all right? Okay, so as you all know, you know how we do this thing already. So we are going to first of all look at what has been going on fundamentally in the marketplace, right? We look at what's going on fundamentally, and then we use that to assess what is happening in the market technically before we make our trading decisions for the day. All right. So far this week, we've not really seen a lot of events happening from the US zone. I mean, if you look at your first factory, on Monday, we didn't really have anything serious apart from Bank of England's governor speaking on Monday. Then on Tuesday, we had a news from AUD. We had a news from we had the Canadian zone released their CPI data on Wednesday, just unemployment claims from the US zone, okay, as well as consumer sentiment. And then on Thursday, which was yesterday, we didn't have anything from the US zone. US was majorly had their Thanksgiving holiday yesterday, right? So there was literally not so much happening in that particular zone. But then you see a lot of news that came out from the Eurozone and even from Great Britain as well. You know, their French flash manufacturing PMI, German flash manufacturing PMI, and so on and so forth. And you know, if you look at the data that we have here, most of this information actually came out good for the for their currency, right? Actually came out good for their currency, except for the French flash manufacturing PMI that came from the Eurozone. So when we go into the charts, we're going to see how all of these information, especially from yesterday, played out in the market. All right. Okay, so first of all, we are going to take a look at the dollar index. All right. So across the different currencies, if you look at them yesterday, they were they started off good, but then eventually it looked like the market just consolidated or tried to go back to where it actually started from. So earlier in the morning yesterday, the dollar was actually weak, eventually gained some strength, I think, towards the New York session before it is doing what it is currently doing right now. So dollar is not so strong currently, and I believe that what is affecting the market mostly is the previous data that we saw last week, especially the CPI data, PPI data that came out last week, right? So the CPI data, the PPI data that came out last week, and it was not good for the dollar. basically. So the dollar has literally been struggling. This week is just trying to see how it can recover, but then we all know that this instrument is still weak, so to speak, right? So therefore, that's for dollar index. Then for the okay, so talking about how we can actually trade the instrument, right? Talking about how we can trade the instrument. I mean, riding on the current strength or the current dynamics of the market, we can actually consider going in for a buy market, right? A short-term buy. You can consider going in for a short-term buy, and you can actually enter for your buy at current market price. You can enter for your buy at current market price and then take profit just before this week resistance, right? It's going to be more like a short-term buy because, like I said, the dollar is still mostly weak, so you never can tell when this the market direction is going to change. Of course, we are expecting a particular news from the US zone. I think from the US zone. So they are going to be releasing their flash manufacturing PMI by 3:45 p.m. today. So depending on that news comes out, if it comes out good for the currency, we know okay, dollar is going to like appreciate in value. If not, we know exactly how we are going to trade this particular market. Okay, I don't think you guys can see my screen. Sorry about that. Let me share. Sorry about that, please. Ah, sorry about that too. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, this is a dollar index basically. Like I said, from last week, dollar was actually like very weak. This week is just trying to do a little bit of recovery, right? So we can see from I think this was from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Yeah, the dollar started to build up some strength. And I said that though overall dollar still looks bearish, so to speak, but then we can ride on the waves of the current market trend since it's trending upwards, and you can see my trend line here. You can see my trend line here that and currently the market is actually trading off of this trend line, so to speak. And then you can also see that it is below this verified support as well. So we can take advantage of a buy on the dollar index this morning, take advantage of the buy to like buy at current market price to this weak resistance, right? So when it gets to this weak resistance, it could break above this weak resistance if he's able to gain some strength, especially if that news comes out later in the afternoon and it is good for the currency. It would most likely break this weak resistance. So you can, have your second TP before this untested resistance, right? You can have your second TP anywhere before this untested resistance. So that's that. Then alternatively, if maybe dollar begins to fall, it becomes weak again, probably because of the news. We can actually have enter for a pending order, a sell stop pending order below this verified support. So you can enter at price 103.433 and then take profits at price 103.340. Okay, so that's how we're going to trade the dollar index this morning. So then for Euro USD, Euro USD started off bullish yesterday, and literally, I believe it was riding off of the strength of the fact that there was not much activity or much volatility from the dollar index itself, and then also considering the news that were released. Those information that were released happened around between 9 and 10:30, 10:45 a.m. yesterday, which, like I said, was mostly good for for the currency. So that was why we saw this initial bullish run on Euro USD, but eventually it started selling back down. Honestly, I'm not sure what happened again that made it to start selling back down. But at this point, we can actually say that this market looks more like it looks like it's ranging between these untested resistance. Let me just mark that down, between these untested resistance and the verified support, right? So it's ranging between these two lines, like you can see. So what I would advise that you do, because this is not a market you just want to jump in right about now, right? So what I would advise you do is to set pending orders as the weak support and also at the untested resistance, right? So you can enter for a buy stop, a buy limit. We are going to use limit orders this time around. So we are going to enter for a buy limit at price 1.08883, right? Enter for a buy limit at price 1.0883. Then alternatively, maybe this market goes up and it touches this untested resistance, we can actually enter in for, or better still, we don't even have to wait for it to get to the untested resistance. If it's able to break above this high that it created recently, this high that it just created about an hour, 2 hours ago, right? If it's able to break above this particular high that is created, we can enter in for a buy stop. Can enter for a buy stop at price 1.09162, then take profit at the untested resistance at price 1.09268. Then this untested resistance, you can also use that as your sell limit entry. So your sell limit at the untested resistance at price 1.09268. 1.09268 for your sell limit, right? So I want us to use pending orders because, like I said, the direction of the market is not very clear right now, right? We can even let me have um set a trend line here and let's see. Okay. Okay. All right. But I wouldn't want us to enter a sell like right about now. I wouldn't want us to enter a sell like right about now. It is better to wait. This particular trade that I'm on is a trade I entered since yesterday. And you can see the market has not been able to like really move away from this particular trade since yesterday. It's still hovering around this price. That's why I say the market is like a little bit consolidating, so to speak. So we can wait, if the market breaks above the trend line, we can enter for our buy stop and then take profit at the untested resistance, then take a sell limit back down. If not, if it gets to this weak support, then we can enter for a buy limit and then ride it back up. All right. Okay, so that's that for that. Then let's take a look at GPB USD. All right. So of course, GPB USD also released their French Flash manufacturing PMI as well, which was also good for their currency. So you see the very bullish trend that GPP actually had yesterday, right? You see the very bullish trend GPP had. So also I'm considering the fact that the dollar index itself is looking more bearish this morning, meaning that we can actually trade the euro, the GPP, sell the euro, the GPP, and the other instruments paired against GPP, we can actually sell them for this morning. All right. So looking at this market, this looks more like a bearish engulfing pattern, right? That is forming right about now. So if this market is able to close this 822 currently, yeah. So if this market is able to close, if it closes like this by 9 p.m., sorry, by 9 a.m., if we close this like this, we can actually enter for a sell stop, right? Below the low of today that it has formed. So we can enter for a sell stop at price 1.25201, right? 1.25201. Just give me a minute, please. 1 minute. Okay, sorry about that, please. All right, so I was saying for GBP USD, if the market is able to break below this low of today that it has formed. Okay, let me mark that out first. Below this low of today that it has formed, then we can enter in for a sell stop at price 1.25201, then take profit at price 1.25088. All right. So alternatively, if this market now begins to maybe gain some strength for one reason or the other, and it begins to buy, once it's able to break above the high of today as well, we can enter in for our buy. All right. So we can enter in for our buy at price 1.25518. Enter for your buy at price 1.25518. Then take profit before the proven resistance at price 1.25700. I want this to be at 700. All right, so enter for your buy, and by the way, these are actually sell stop pending orders. All right, so sell stop at price 1.25. Oh, hold on, please. 1.25201 for the sell stop, then take profit at price 1.25088. Then alternatively for the sell, I said if the market, for the buy, if the market breaks above the high of today, we can enter in for a buy stop at price 1.25518, then take profit before the proven resistance. All right. So that's that for GPUSD. Then we'll take a look at two more instruments, two more currencies for this morning. So this is USD JPY, and of course USD JPY overall is stronger than Japanese yen. I mean, we've talked about that when we are doing our analysis. We've talked about that so many times. The reason why USD continues to be stronger than the Japanese yen. So mostly it is because of the fact that the USD is actually working on controlling inflation rates, bringing down inflation levels in the in their economy, right? Working on bringing down inflation. So since they are increasing interest rates overall, it is good for the US dollar. But then Japanese yen had for a very long time decided, if for years, I can't remember the number of years, but for a very long time have decided, to keep their interest rates at a very minimal level, which even though it is not so good for their currency, but for some reason they decided to maintain it at that. All right, so overall this market continues like to show more bullish momentum than bearish. All right, so looking at the market this morning, it actually started off selling a little bit, but currently you can see that the market is buying, and you can enter in for your buy trade at the current market price. You can enter for your buy trade at the current market price and take your profit at the high of today that it has formed. All right. Enter at current market price at price 149.439, and then take your profit at price 149.703. Okay. For your first TP. For your second TP, it can actually be um your second TP can actually be at price 149.980, just at the verified resistance. Okay. So that's that for the buy on USD JPY. So alternatively, if you are going to sell, of course, take your sell below the low of today. Take a sell stop below the low of today. All right. So we can actually have our sell stop at price 149.106, 149.106, and then you take your profit at this untested support. Okay. Take your profit at the untested support at price 148. 0.909. Okay, so this market, to be honest, this market would most likely get to this verified resistance and try to hit the 150 mark again. So you know the 150 benchmark is actually like a price point that everybody is looking at. Investors, traders, analysts, everybody is looking at this particular price point because you know the projection is that, or the sentiment is that, the Japanese government wouldn't want the exchange rate to go beyond 150, because if it goes beyond 150, you know, it means that there is more like no redemption for this particular instrument, and it's just going to keep continuing that bullish momentum. So everybody literally has their eyes on this 150 mark, and I believe that this market is heading to that particular direction. You don't have to leave your trades to the 150 mark. You know, you can take your profits at the end, at the price point that I have given. But when it gets to this mark, you can actually watch out for it. If it gets to the 150 interest area, if it gets to this 150 price point, which is an area of interest, right? And you see how the market is behaving around that price point, and there is room for you to enter for a sell. Why not? You can actually enter in for a sell and ride it back down. Okay, you can see what happened. When was that? um okay, so from sometime last week, right? See what happened. Like this market was able to like get to even 151 or thereabout, but immediately it got to these levels, you know, we started seeing like a strong a strong fall or bearish move from this price point downwards, and he's just trying to like recover, just trying to gather some it's like dollar is still trying to push higher against the Japanese yen, so to speak. So dollar is trying, Japanese government is trying. We are going to see who wins at the end of the day. But for now, let's ride the bullish wave. Okay. So then lastly, we're going to be looking at the um NZD USD. All right. So if you look at the currency meter, look at the currency meter, NZD is actually looking very strong this morning. NZD is looking strong. USD is really not so strong, but is not so weak either. So it's tilting more towards, look at it. So is more like the strength that it has is not bearish yet, but the bullish strength is very, very weak. And then NZD on the other hand, you see how strong NZD is actually looking this morning. All right. Even Euro is just a little bit strong as well. So that tells you that there is a lot of bullish momentum from the NZD zone, or maybe there is something that is actually pushing this particular instrument right now. So you want to enter in for a trade on this instrument. How you want to look at it is, banking on the strength of that what we just saw now, you consider actually going in for a buy more, right? You consider going in for a buy more. But from the chart now, we can see that the market is selling, right? The market is selling currently. So how we want us to trade these instruments is this. Since we know that the NZD is much stronger than the USD as of now, we can actually consider entering in for a buy stop if the market breaks, or when the market breaks above this resistance or this verified resistance. So we can enter in for a buy stop at price 1.06, sorry, 1.60683. 0.60683. Sorry about that. 0.60683. You can enter in for buy stop there, then take profit before this untested resistance at price 0.60789. Right? Buy stop at price 0.60683, then take profit at price 0.60789. All right. So now this market is looking like it wants to sell, but I don't want to bank on it. Sometimes you can jump in on a trend like this, and before you know it, it starts doing something else. So I wouldn't want us to jump on that, especially for the fact that we know that the NZD is actually very very much stronger than the USD. So how we want us to trade it is this, we can wait for the market to break below this trend line and also break below the low of today, right? So if it's able to break below this price points, then we can conveniently enter a sell stop at price 0.60421, 0.60421, and then take our profit. So most likely this support, it may not if it's going to sell, it may not necessarily hold. So we can we can take our profits, anywhere around the verified support anywhere. But I wouldn't want to say before the verified resistance, because that peak level is that peak amount is going to be too small. Let's just check it out together. Yeah, so this is literally too small. Okay, so but if we can do like 10 pips for the sell, that's absolutely fine. Okay, 10 pips from our entry. Let me still drag this down again. Okay, this should be about 10 pips. So we can enter for a sell stop at price 0.60421, then take our profit at price 0.60308. 0.60308. Okay, so that's how we're going to be trading currencies for today. So at this point, I'm going to hand over to my colleague to take us on what is happening in the commodities market as well as the stock market.
Good morning, everyone. Can you hear me? If you can hear me, you can drop a yes on the chat section. All right, thank you, JJ. Mr. Steven, thank you. All right, thank you. We are good to go. All right, so quick one. My colleague has given us a rundown on what is happening with the dollar pair this morning. And of course, you know that indices and commodities are all paired in dollar. So meaning that anything that is affecting dollar will also have a correlation with indices and commodities. So for some of you that don't know, most times you see gold, just gold on your MT4. Just know that it's gold USD, right? It's paired with dollar, right? So that should be what you should be looking out for as well. Now, for this morning, this thing to leave here. Okay, so for this morning, we're going to be starting off with oil for this morning. All right. So I was going through the news this morning to see what has been affecting the price of oil, and most of it is as a result of the OPEC meeting that is supposed to be held. That was on Sunday, 26th. We're expecting a meeting to be held that day, but it was moved up to on the 30th of November. It was moved to on the 30th of November, and this is affecting the movement of oil. All right. So, and that is because a lot of them are expecting a production cut, which was supposed to be discussed at the meeting. But because of the shift in the meeting now, we're going to be trading more of a technical view with oil this morning. So I'm using my 15 minutes time frame, right? So currently now we're seeing a push up in oil, right? That is more like a short retracement on 15 minutes. We're seeing a push up in oil, and we want to take advantage of that retracement depending on what type of trader you are, right? So I'm going to use my 15 minutes to give us our entries, and I'm also going to use 1 hour to confirm it. Okay, so for oil this morning, we're going to be looking out on the buying oil, but that would be when it breaks above a particular resistance level to be on a safer side. But if you're a scalper, right? If you're a scalper, it's a good time for you to place a buy now at the current market price. But if not, you wait for the price to break through a resistance level. I'm expecting it to go up today, right? Though even if we're going to be seeing a little bit of consolidation, let me use that word. Why? Because of the shifts in the news or in the meeting that was supposed to be held by OPEC, right? So I'm looking out for a buy this morning. That is, if you are a scalper, it's a good time for you to initiate a buy. Then alternatively, if you want to go in for a sell, we should go in for a sell below this week resistance level here. If it's able to break through 81.03, remember it's a zone, does not necessarily need to get to 81.03 before as a trader you can either initiate your buy or a sell. So for here, we're expecting it to sell when it breaks through this weak support area. So if it breaks through this week support area, you can go in for a sell and take your profit at 80.56, right? Just before this other week support. So if you're using your laptop, you're using your phone, you can easily spot your resistance level or your support level. Your resistance and support level are levels where the price are find it difficult to break through like 3 consecutive times. So we could see that at this level, price has tried breaking through 1, 2, 3. If you go all the way back, you see that it has served as a support or as a resistance at one point in time, right? So this is where we are going in for our sell trade. Then alternatively for a buy, you wait for it to break through this untested resistance and take your profit just above. Right, I won't want us to trade in between this particular zone here. Remember, I said if you're a scalper, then you can scalp, go in as quick as possible and go out of the market. But if not, to be more conservative, I will advise that to place our buy and sell at these regions where I have pointed out. Remember, these are zones, so you don't necessarily need to wait for it to get to that level, right? And also your take profits, you don't necessarily need to wait for it to get to the level it was given to you. You can just close your trade once you've seen your profits. Okay, so that is for oil this morning. That is for oil this morning. That is for oil this morning. Okay. So moving forward. Moving forward, let's look at gold. Moving forward, let's look at gold. Okay. So gold has also been on an upward movement for some time, even though as of yesterday we experienced a little bit of drawdown, like a little bit of a bearish move, not drawdown. We experienced a little bit of a bearish move as of yesterday. So we're going to be expecting gold this morning. I'm trying to open my chart so that you can see it with very well, because at this point we're seeing a little bit of consolidation, right? And we're not seeing any news that will be coming out today that will be moving the price of gold or dollar per se. Though we're expecting the news by 3:45, that is flash manufacturing PMI and flash service PMI from the dollar zone, right? So this will also affect the market. All right. So if we're looking at trading gold this morning, always look out for your support and resistance. They are good indicators, right? They are good indicators. Look out for your support and resistance. All right. So I'm using my 15 minutes time frame. Let's go down to 15 minutes time frame to get an entry. All right. So 15 minutes is giving us a clearer view of what we should expect in the market. Okay. So now, if we're looking out to buy oil, right? Remember I said that this zone is a zone and it has been like this since this week, right? It has been this way since this week, or let me say since Wednesday. So if you're looking now to buy gold, um, I'm going to say you should set yourself first of all around this verified resistance, around this verified resistance, right? You can go in for your sell. It has touched this area before, but if it comes there to touch it again, I'm not expecting it to break this verified resistance, which it has not done. If you look at this, our charts here, it has not done that for quite some time. So we're expecting to place our sell trade at that point and take our profit just before it gets to this particular support, verified support, before it gets to it actually, before it gets to this particular support area, right? You can see that at this point it tried breaking it before. So it's within this region and also within this region. So meaning you can actually have your take profit one and take profit two, right? Within this region and this region, you can initiate, you can take your profits. Okay, so if price is able to get through to this where we put our entry for our sell, you can initiate a sell when it gets to this place, though it has touched it before. If I was to be the one trading, I would have said, oh, let's go in for an instant sell. All right. So either an instant sell or you wait for it to get to this verified resistance again, then you can trade with it all the way down. You can trade with it all the way down. So I'm trading within this box because if you are waiting for it to break this verified support, someone will say, oh, why don't I put it above this verified resistance, right? And like I've checked technically, right? It's quite dicey. Why? Because it might get to this verified resistance and price will push it back down, right? Okay. It might get to this particular resistance and bring it up down. All right. So like I was saying, is a zone. Is a zone. Some people are asking me to call the values out. 1993.85. So when I mean a zone, I mean that you can initiate your trade within that level, not necessarily at that particular price that was given. So you don't necessarily need to wait for it to get to 1993.85 for you to initiate your sell trade. But just know that it's a zone that I'm giving you your entries for a sell, right? So that will be my entry for a sell. Once you get to that verified resistance, before it gets to it, can initiate a sell. Alternatively, you can go for an instant sell. Okay, so that will be for our sell trade. Now, if we're looking at buying gold this morning, we're looking at buying gold this morning. Remember, I said I trade within a zone, right? So for people that will be like, oh, I want to be more conservative, you can trade above this particular verified resistance all the way up, right? All the way up. So you could trade from 1994.95 to 1996.14. That will be for your buy entry, right? That will be for your buy entry. That will be for your buy entry. 1994.95 to 1996.14. That will be for your buy entry. While your sell entry will be at 1993.85. Take your profit at 1992.21. Remember, I said alternatively, you can do an instant sell on gold. Okay. All right. Hmm. All right. So moving on to indices. I know some of us are lovers of indices. Yes, indices you get tend to make quick money. But take note of your capital, right? take note of your capital. If you don't have at least 100, 200K in your account and above, it's good you just stick with currency. Stick with currency and make 500, 1,000, 5,000. But if you're trading gold, if you're trading indices, it's advisable you have at least 100,000, right? So for some of us that are fast, if you have entered an instant sell on gold, I believe you should be on profit by now. Okay. Okay. So for indices, right, as I was saying, you need to increase your capital. If you have 50,000 naira in your account, make it 100. If you have 30,000 naira, make it 100. Or you stick with currency. Okay, both for your gold, because it's very, very volatile. It's very volatile. Unless you are just gambling. And like I always say, trading, you are not gambling, it's not bet Niger. The game no they cut for here. So this is something that you do analysis like we're doing this morning. You sit down, you do your analysis. So after that, you are not expected to be gambling your way out of the market, right? Because if you've done your analysis and you are very sure that the market is going to go in my direction, all you have to do is just, you know, wait it out. Some people they will trade in next 5 minutes, they place trade, they've closed it. Once they see minus something, their heart is already beating. No, now that because you don't have enough capital. That because you don't have enough capital. So try to make sure you top up your accounts 1 million, 2 million, and let's do some Christmas shopping by next month. Okay, so US 30. US 30. Okay. For US 30 this morning, I was looking out for the news that is also affecting the US indices, right? Or the indices generally. And I know that US also has gained some strength. If you go to if you go to Yes, if you go to your daily time frame, you see that as of yesterday, it's closed bullish. All right. So one of the major factors that has been affecting the US indices is the fact that Microsoft has employed a man, right? His name is Altman. And he was the former CEO of AI's Open. So, and to this is giving a push to US indices. This is giving a push to US indices. So it has witnessed again this week, earlier this week, a lot of uh, the recruitment of Sam Altman is OpenAI's former CEO. So this move has contributed to the positive sentiment and has been causing some major move in has been causing some major move in the market. I believe you can see my chart, right? Okay. So this is a little bit of the what is affecting Wall Street, what is affecting um Dow Jones, of course we know NASDAQ is also the same like US 100. Okay. So for today, if we're looking at placing a trade on US 30, we should place a buy trade. Should place a buy trade when it gets above this verified resistance. If you notice the pattern with which the chart has been, um, it's as if you don't leave your trade for so long, except maybe somebody that trade um 2 days, 3 days, you still have open positions, right? And that also has to do with your capital. So if you are someone that trades 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, you still have those same open position. Why not? It's good to give you some entries um that are concrete. What I mean by that is if I was to trade US 30, to be on a safer side, I will put it above the verified resistance. But if somebody that is having below 30, 100, 200 want to trade, and you want to trade, just within today, right? I can't give you an analysis for somebody of 1 million naira that can leave their trade for long. So if I'm going to be trading US 30 this morning, I'm going to be initiating my buy position at price when I was doing this analysis, I was saying that, oh, we're going to enter an instant buy and take our profits just above this verified support. Then from this verified support, you take your sell position down again. I'm trading the retracement, right? Trade retracement, because we're not seeing a clear-cut direction. If you see the market has been ranging, I can't wait till when you are having a major breakout. So if I've initiated a buy trade from when I started doing my analysis, I'm looking at taking my profit just when it gets to this verified support resistance, which is also my sell position, right? So either I enter an instant buy up to that level, right? And from that level, I take my profits and sell from that level all the way down. I believe it's clear. So you sell from 35349, you sell all the way down to, let's say, 35331. 35331 for your sell trade. Why for our buy trade, we are going in for an instant buy, which we should have started by now already. So take notes. I deal with more with retracement. I deal more with retracement. If you even go to 30 minutes, if you go all the way to 30 minutes, you see what I'm talking about. Let's see. We go to 30 minutes. Okay, so this is our entry where we want to take our profits. This particular level 35349, that's where we want to take our profits. Even before that, even the proving support there above too can still serve as where we can also take our profit and we sell all the way down, because this is a retracement. It can even retrace up to this level here, up to 35371. You can even retrace up to that level. This is our 30 minutes, right? This is our 1 hour. Can even retrace up to that level before it starts coming back down. So we're trading the retracement. We're trading the retracement. So either you trade it all the way up to that level, then when you get to this level here, 35349, you can take your profits and initiate a sell trade. I believe it's clear, and that is for US 30. And that is for US 30. And that is for US 30. Okay. And also you should know that the Thanksgiving has also been affecting the move, right? That has been affecting the move too as well for US 30. In fact, for any dollar pair. Okay. Hope we're following. All right. So okay. So for US 100. For US 100, we're going in for an instant sale all the way to where I've mapped out 15978.646 as our take profit region. But let's do a confirmation with our 15 minutes time frame. Okay, so if we're looking at the 15 minutes time frame, we can see that this particular area is a support area, which is a bit difficult for price to break through, which will make us to shift our entries. Okay, so if we're looking out for buying US 100, okay, this is 859. We should wait for this candlestick to break. If this candlestick should break above, right, and continue with a bullish move, we can go in for a buy and take our profit as 160.52.85, right? If it should break above, we can enter an instant buy and that's priced. Alternatively, if it does not break, if it does not break above, I'm using, this is 1 hour. This is 1 hour and I used 30 minutes earlier on, right? So if it does not break below, let me put in my support and resistance so it will be clear for us. Okay. So from 30 minutes, we can see that there's a verified resistance here. On 1 hour too, on 1 hour, we could see that the verified resistance is still a bit far, which could mean that we could still take advantage of a sell position from this level all the way down. If we put it at 15 minutes, we'll see that there's a proven support around this level. So our best bet will be for us to wait out for the candlestick to close. Once it closes and it's giving us a direction for a buy, we can buy, right? You buy all the way to the tone code support, buy all the way to the tone code support at price level 16045.57. 16045.57 can initiate our take profits. Alternatively, if it's moving downward, okay, you sell at price 16026.27 and take our profits just before this this proven support 16015.83. Okay. Okay. I believe we are following. Okay. We just finished US 100, right? Okay, so for our last pair today, we're going to be looking at D30. We're going to be looking at D30. We're going to be looking at D30. D30. The lovers of D30, I believe you are here. Okay, so for D30 this morning, oh, that's triggered already. Okay, so for D30 this morning, I was envisaging a buy at this level. That means there's something that is moving the price of D30 quite high. Okay, so and this move, this move, this move, this move. Okay, so if we're going to be initiating, we have to wait out this this move. This move is more like a fundamental news or a fundamental event that is happening, this particular move. If we had taken the opportunity, this was where I wanted us to initiate our buy at 16028.8, which has taken already. So currently now we're seeing a downward move, but this will be for a very fast person that can scalp. If you can scalp, you can scalp the sell. If you can scalp, you can scalp the sell. But if not, you wait out, let there be a correction in the market. Then after the correction, because we've missed this move already, that's why I always tell people that the best time for you to do your analysis, once you wake up in the morning, 6 o'clock, 6:30, 7, do your analysis, because of course, the market opens around. If you have initiated your sell now, if you're a scalper, you will still be in profit for the D30. I'm not going to giving us an entry for D30. Why? Because we're experiencing a move. So if you are fast enough, you can dive in for the sell, right? You can dive in for the sell. So I'm not giving us an entry for D30 because we're expecting a sharp move, and any entry I'm giving here might contradict with the fundamental event. So follow the move. It's on a downward move. Follow it. Better still, you wait out for correction. Then after the correction, you can continue trading technically. All right. Okay. So that is what it is. As I was saying earlier, I said it's good for us to wake up on time before 8. Make sure you're on standby. You've done your analysis because we're expecting a sharp move at that point in time. See why I said trading fundamental. Okay, see, it had a sharp move all the way down. So you must be very fast for you to be able to have taken advantage of this move that went from this point, from this level. Let me try it out because there was a move as we were doing our analysis. Here's my crosshair from this level all the way down, which is playing out again. But it's going to be dicey because it's moving up, moving down, moving up, moving down. And you don't want to be caught in between. Also because of your capital, you don't want to be caught in between. Okay. So we have our Black Friday bonus that is ending today. Black Friday bonus ending today. We have 100% redeposit bonus, and you can still take advantage of it. 100% deposit bonus is ending today, and 125 new bonus, 150%, 150% for new entries. So if you have your friends that want to trade, you can introduce them, use your referral link. I believe every one of us know that we have an IB link. So reach out to your account manager, refer your friends, refer your family, and you can get commission. So you're not just referring them for free, you can still get commission for referring every one of them to join. Then we also have different megatin. We have different megatin events that is coming up, and that will be for Lagos, we have for Abuja, we have for Ibadan. November 30th is for Ibadan. Port Harcourt, November 30th is for Ibadan, while Lagos is December 14, while Port Harcourt is December 7, if I'm correct. So, and Abuja too. So reach out to your account manager to take advantage of this. Meanwhile, this class holds every Monday to Friday by 8 a.m. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. Same link. Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. So for those of us um that couldn't join earlier today, the class will start again on Monday. It's called Money Market Review, MMR. So Monday to Friday, we have MMR by 8. Why we have training on Zoom by 10 a.m. Monday and Tuesday. 10 a.m. Monday and Tuesday, we have a beginners training for those of us that don't have the time to come physically at our office. Now, Tuesday to Thursday, we have training too as well by 6 p.m. For those of us that can't meet up with the 10 a.m. class, Tuesday to Thursday, 6 p.m., we also have training classes. So make it a date to also remind yourself because this is where your money is. And even the Bible said that where your money is, that is where your heart should be. So I tell my clients beyond what you are learning, make sure that you are doing your research. We have a lot of materials. I was talking to one of my clients yesterday. He was like, I can't check materials on YouTube. It's too plenty. I said, you even have where you can check. So if there is no material now, you complain there's no material. So there are a lot of resources for us. We have our YouTube channel where you can see recorded versions of all of our trainings, right? Do well to consume them and make sure you give us the feedback, the testimony, right? Because this Christmas is going to be a dirty December for us. Or is it a clean December for we Christians? But of course, you understand what I'm saying. All right. So thank you very much. If there's no other questions, somebody is asking me what of Kaduna. If now you say we go Kaduna. But of course, you can become an IB Oluwaseun, right? Oluwaseun can become an IB, right? Meaning that you can be the one that will bring salvation to the people of Kaduna, right? All you have to do is partner with Rally Trade and we'll come down and host the event on your behalf, right? So reach out to your account manager. Who is your account manager? Reach out to your account manager, tell him or her that you want to be an IB and you want to be the one to bring salvation to the people of Kaduna. And of course, we'll do well to come down to meet you. Her name is in the screen. Okezi. Okay. Any. Okay. Probably she's. Oh, okay. You are telling. Okay. You are telling Emmanuel my name. Oh, I understand. Thank you. Manuel has been asking for names. Manuel, you've been asking for names. Our names is on the screen. All right. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. If there's no other question, we'll call it a day. Do well to make some money this weekend so that we can all go for Harry. Can invite me too. I'll come. Thank you and do have a lovely day. Bye.